Hey, what's up? This is your friendly neighborhood lie detector here. Uh, I'm just basically, I have to say something. I was on Facebook, and a friend of mine on Facebook, Brian Dye, he lives in Chicago on the South Side, and he posted about what's the church supposed to do with the violence that's going on in Chicago. And if you don't even know what's going on in Chicago, all you got to do is type on Google, type something worth meaningful instead of like those new shoes or that new song or that new handbag or whatever it is that happens to be on your list. Type in violence in Chicago and you'll find out. Like just over a weekend, 8 people were shot and killed. Um, I worked with a lot of kids back, inner city kids. They all be showing me their scars, lifting up their shirts, and I got shot here and there, like from Philly and Pittsburgh and everything. Um, and these, I don't know what the deal is. Like people are just getting killed, and like 36 to 40 people were wounded or whatever. It's just madness. So, anyways, I'm doing that thing. I'm doing a little research, and I came across this one kid. His name was I can't remember his whatever rap name was Little JoJo. He was a rapper, whatever, and he was shot and killed. Go figure, right? Uh, so I'm doing a little research on that, Little JoJo, whatever, and then this other dude comes up. Well, the paper was talking about him, but they weren't really saying nothing. And they were saying like this prominent rapper who signed up to Interscope Records, blase blase, and then I did a little more research and found out it was this dude named Chief Keef, and how Chief Keef and Little JoJo were having like a little beef or something, whatever. But these dudes is young, like 16, 17 years old, and so anyways, in doing that research, of course I wound up on YouTube, right? So like in the paper and stuff, like and this is no disrespect, Lil JoJo's mom was saying about how it wasn't about gangs or nothing, it was about a rap thing and it was jealousy or whatever. But I click on Lil JoJo because there was this one song, I guess, where he's calling out somebody, personally, whatever. Um, and when he was it was called 300K, and which is basically 300 killer. So it's a reference, like you. I grew up in like North Las Vegas and things like that, and Crips and Bloods. That's pretty much how it went. And then there was like Little Locos, and then things kind of blew up. That was like late '80s. So anyways, 300K, right? So I click on it, whatever, and and before that, and this is just a side thing, but before that, I clicked on Chief Keef, and it was some song called "I Don't Like." I never heard it before, whatever. The beat was sick. I mean, just absolutely just heavy bass, just real heavy, and of course it's hooky and catchable, regardless, that if you care about what he's saying and the lyrics or whatever. But in the video, everybody's like flashing automatic weapons and they're blowing, they're blowing smoke and everything, right? And basically saying the same thing that's been said, from day one. Like once the MC took the mic, DJ was doing his thing, I'm doing a flashback to those of you who don't know hip hop or whatever. Basically, DJ's doing his hidden thing, but he can't talk because he's using the tables, right? So then the MC, he's wanting to talk about how nice the DJ is on the tables. Well, then the MC started talking about how nice he was on the mic, and then that's what started the whole thing. And then some people conscious and they say things that are worth saying, and other people just talk about flattery and they talk about things that they think is important or whatever. And apparently there's a lot of gunplay in Chicago, and this dude's just talking about that. But they ain't just talking about it, so that's the thing. I don't know, I think maybe, and I'm just throwing it out there, but I think maybe just so much talk about, man, like, there's people that are saying this and that, and they're not real, so people are like, you know what, I'll be real. Real gangsters die. That's the reality. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I've had friends in my life that lived by the sword and died by the sword. I've had kids I worked with that lived by the sword and died by the sword. That's the reality. So anyways, so Little JoJo, right? So he's in his video 300K. Same sound. I think what he did was took the instrumental or something and just rapped on top of it or whatever. But same delivery, real anthemic. Like every verse was like a chant type thing. And, all amped up, everybody in the hood, everybody doing the thing, and everybody's flashing automatic guns and shotguns and AKs and 9mm with extended clips or whatever. So little JoJo, fast forward, is riding around, and he puts on Twitter that he's on 69th, which apparently, by doing research again, is Chief's turf. So if you're familiar with the whole block mentality, if you're from 3rd Street, and some dude from 4th Street comes over, and you don't know him like that, and he from 4th, he needs to move on because that ain't his street. You own 3rd Street or whatever. So he's basically saying, yeah, I'm out here. What? That's what he's saying. And what happened to him? He got shot and killed. Of course he did. Because if you're making videos talking about, if I see somebody, I'm going to take their head off, and you flashing a gun that could take someone's head off, and then some dude rolls through the hood in your neighborhood who had videos with guns saying, I'm going to take your head off, then someone's head is coming off. That's just how it is. So I was up praying last night and praying that God would just rise up, people got, and that the people of the church and the community would stop caring about their lives so much to build up a name for themselves or whatever, and and really like hit the streets and proclaim the message of Jesus. And I mean, I'm watching the videos, Chief Keef and little Cease, whatever, or little Reese, excuse me. And they all got their shirts off or whatever, and they're all up in the house and they're all whatever. And this is the scripture, is without vision the children perish. Without vision the people perish. Without vision the children run wild. You know what I mean? And we already know the deal. We already know that most single, where's the parental figure? Where's the father figure to help, to point and direct? So, what do you expect? What do you expect? It shouldn't be a shock as far as it's happening, but it should move you to freaking, if you're a Christian, I'm talking to Christians, if you're a Christian and you care that your heart, like God's heart, is for his people, for people to know him, not to be dying at such a young age. And people, it's just young black males, it's just what they do. No, that isn't what they want to do, trust me. They can talk all gangster and be hard, but nobody really wants to die. Because now you're not counting any chips, you're not seeing chicks, and you're not busting clips. You're doing jack, is what I'm saying. So, Brian, maybe this is straight up from me to you, whatever, man. I feel like you're doing what there's only so many things you can do, and I know you're reaching people. So, I just, let it be known. You got someone in PA, and I know there's more people than me, trust me, whatever, but that's praying, and that's aware, and that, and asking God to rise up, and that's all I have to say. So, peace.